هالبرنامج عم بيتقدم لكم برعاية أندريوس ميديا.
The 5th edition of Toronto Palestine Film Festival, TPFF, celebrates the Palestinian culture by screening films of various themes and genres, shedding light on Palestinian poetry, music, cuisine, and art. Today, I would like to welcome Dania Majid on Omniyat in our studios in Toronto to talk about TPFF 2012. So Dania, welcome to the studios.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So you're one of the TPFF organizers. When you began 5 years ago, did you expect it to be an event that would be featured in Toronto, one of the Toronto main features?
No, we actually started the festival about 5 years ago to commemorate the 60th anniversary of the Nakba. So it was meant to be a one-time event to join other commemorations around the world. And you know, after that screening, after our first year, everyone was like, okay, so what's going to happen next year? So we realized that there was a desire and a need from people in Toronto to, you know, have us do another one. And then it happened to be another one. And here we are now in our 5th year, putting on our biggest and most ambitious festival.
Great. So another one and another one.
Yeah.
So tell us then, how has TPFF changed throughout the years?
Basically, we've been expanding and adding to our program and broadening our base of other festivals that we are working with. In our first year, we basically just showed films, and we were happy doing that. But over the years, we've added additional special programming, including having the TPFF Palestinian Brunch. We've added an art show. We've added the Arab World Perspectives program, which spotlights another Arab country, as well as adding a musical component to the festival every year.
Lovely. Tell us more about some of the films and activities.
Well, this year we are very happy to be opening with the Canadian premiere of The World Around Us. It's an amazing documentary that everyone has to see. It is our opening night feature. It's a film about the 2 Al Jazeera journalists that were in Gaza at the time of Operation Cast Lead, and they were the only 2 journalists there. So it's a personal, introspective story told from their point of view about how to cover this conflict while being in the middle of this conflict. So it provides a very unique perspective on what had happened in Gaza in 2008 and 9. And we're very happy to actually have the director who will be in attendance for the screening.
Large, sophisticated military against a largely civilian population.
Right on cue, there's another explosion.
So let's go to our correspondent, Ayman Mohiuddin.
There was a huge disconnect between the reality and what was being described to the outside world.
This was my first big story, and the first time I'd been in that kind of environment. I went thinking I was going to be there for 24 hours. I came out 2.5 months later.
Prima facie evidence of possible war crimes and crimes against humanity is emerging daily.
White I couldn't imagine the kind of destruction I was seeing, Anytime the government tells the media that they are not able to go in to a war zone to see for themselves firsthand what is happening, it's a disservice to information, it's a disservice to public knowledge, it's genuinely a disservice to humanity.
But there simply aren't enough beds to cope with the number of injured.
11 people have now been killed, 26 injured, many of them critical. It's just chaos, just intense chaos.
And every night you go to sleep really not knowing if you're going to make it the next morning.
Listen, there was another strike. Can you guys see that? Do you guys see that strike?
I mean, you're right.
Hello? Hey, can you hear me? The reality was, this war was exacting a toll on the civilian population that needed to be captured. And this was the essence of our reporting. The gap is widening between what America practices and what it preaches. And the rest of the world sees it, the rest of the world has caught up to it, but the American people haven't. And it's time that they are aware of that. Because if they don't, it's going to come back and really haunt them for a very long time to come.
After that, we have the TPFF brunch called Sahtain. It's an exciting brunch. We do it every year. Every year it's always sold out. And we have Assam Casey from 93 Harbour who will be catering the entire brunch. And we have a lot of delicious foods on the menu. And we also have music, live musical performance happening that night. Bassem Bashara on oud and Slimane Warwar on tabla. So it's also one of our most popular events. This year we're bringing back the Arab World Perspectives program, and this year we're going to be featuring Egypt as the country. And we have an amazing, very innovative, cutting-edge film from Egypt called Microphone. And it's a fiction film, but it has a lot of documentary or true elements about it. And it takes place on the eve of pre-revolution Egypt, set in Alexandria. And it focuses on the youth, the youth and the underground art scene in Alexandria, basically right before the revolution happens in Egypt. And the artists in the film are actually the real artists themselves. And many of them, including the actors and directors, were involved in the revolution.
اسكندرية بالنسبة لي خلصت.
في بتاع 30 فرقة ماتوا وراك في اسكندرية.
نفسي نعمل لهم حاجة نديهم صوت.
ممكن تقلل الفلسفة شوية؟
انت مش فاهم ايه اللي بيحصل لي. احنا في الأول وفي الآخر دولة فيها حرية تعبير. تعالوا هنا. تعالوا هنا. انت بتشرب حاجة؟
الكل واقف ضدي.
بس يا ابني بس انت وهو بس اقفل البتاع ده. هو في ايه؟
لإعلاناتكم على برنامج أمنيات اتصلوا فينا على 416-595-6161. عروض مميزة ابتداء من $100 شهريا. اتصلوا فينا اليوم وسوا منطور إعلاناتكم لمستوى أفضل. مع أمنيات بزنس أكتر ومدخول أكبر.
And then we close the festival with the film Habibi. It's a beautiful, beautiful film, also shot, one of the few films ever shot in Gaza. And it won the Best Arab World Film in the Dubai International Film Festival. And it's a fiction film. It's the story of Qais wa Laila, which is the Arabic Romeo and Juliet story, but set in modern day Egypt.
احنا من حقنا نحب، من حقنا نكتب قصايد حب، حتى لو من بلد مش مستقل.
يا وليد، في عنا أبطالنا هان اللي بتقدر تتفرج عليهم وتعرفهم وتكون زيهم.
بالروح بالدم نفديك يا شهيد.
رح تسعدي إذا تجوزتي ورد، رح تصير حياتك أحسن.
عارفين إنه مش غلطتي كانت هذا المجنون اللي كتب على الشعر. الله يقطعكم!
انت مش عارف انه اللي بيكتب الشعر السافر على الحيطان هو ابنك قيس؟ احكي لابنك انه احنا بندور عليه وراح نجيبه.
بتعرف انا بعرف اني مش من مكان بنتك، بس احنا لو أننا خلصنا تعليمنا وهي صارت مهندسة وانا صرت استاذ جامعة كان وافقت. لا
بنتي بتقدرش تعمل شيء بدون موافقتي.
تفضل معي.
لوين بدنا نهرب؟
مكون أكثر من خبيبة.
And then the most exciting thing that we're doing this year is closing the festival with a concert, which we've never done before, featuring Marcel Khalifa and the Al Mayadeen Ensemble. So we're really excited to have him perform, and he will be performing the poetry of Mahmoud Darwish and it will be with his whole orchestra, and it's a mixture of, you know, Arabic and Western sounds and influences and instruments. So it will be a very exciting event.
Wow, that's a lot. But
yep.
You guys also have pre-festival events, correct?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, over the year, because, you know, people say, you know, they want to see more TPFF between the festivals. So over the year leading up to the festival, we always hold a series of pre-festival events. This year we held a Depki party, so we had a Depki performance, and then the performers taught people in our audience how to do Depki. We Depki the night away. We also do our very popular outdoor screening in Christie Pitts Park, and it's a free outdoor screening where we blow up a big outdoor screen and we watched the film Budrus, sold food, had a picnic in the park, and watched the movie, which was a really wonderful night. And most recently, in September, we had a panel featuring 3 Palestinian directors who were debuting their films at TIFF this year. So we had an evening with these Palestinian directors talking about film, what it's like to make films in Palestine or about Palestine, and just, you know, getting more insight of what it's like to be a Palestinian filmmaker. So that was a really amazing evening with these 3 directors. And then, you know, we're on the eve of TPFF.
So who are the viewers and goers of the TPFF?
We have an amazing audience, and I think that's what has led to the success of our festival. Our audience is made up of Palestinians and non-Palestinians and Arabs and non-Arabs, and just people all over the city who are really interested in learning more about Palestine or participating in Palestinian culture. And every year we notice our audience is growing and becoming more and more diverse. So we're really happy to see that our festival draws a really wide spectrum of people from Toronto and outside of Toronto.
Do you think that the Palestinian culture has become more recognized in Toronto because of TPFF?
Yeah, I think so. I think people understand, you know, that Palestinians have a culture, which I think, you know, prior to the festival, I think people just saw us as a political cause, and that's it. And then, you know, through the festival, they're realizing that there's more to Palestine than the conflict. That we have, you know, our foods, our music, our dance, our film, and the films cover many different topics, not just politics, but a lot of, you know, personal stories. For example, one of our films this year is about the Palestinian soccer team. So it's something that people probably are not even aware that Palestine has a female soccer team that's part of FIFA. So we try to bring out a lot of the stories from Palestine that would not normally be heard. And you know, people are very receptive to that, and they really want to know more about that. And we're happy that we've also become the go-to place for people interested in finding out more about Arab and Palestinian culture. So journalists and academics and other people who are interested in the subject matter have now known that TPFF is the place to go to find out more information about Palestinian and Arab arts and culture.
Great. Dania, can you tell our viewers when and where they can attend TPFF?
Yes, TPFF starts on September 29th. It's our opening night, and it runs all the way through to October 7th, which is the Marcel Khalifa concert. Opening night is at the Bloor Cinema. Throughout the week, we will be at the Ontario Art Gallery, or the Art Gallery of Ontario, where we'll have midweek screenings, as well as the art show. The TPFF art show will be happening throughout the week at the Art Gallery of Ontario. The final screening, Habibi, will be taking place at the TIFF Bell Lightbox, and the Marcel Khalifa concert will be at the Toronto Centre for the Arts. And all this information about all the films and all the events and the venues can be obtained by visiting our website, www.tpff.ca. You can purchase your tickets online from there and find out more about everything we have to offer in the coming week.
Great. I guess maybe I'll see you there.
I hope so.
Thank you so much for being here at the Omniyat studios.
Thank you very much for inviting us.
Thank you. Thank you to all the viewers who are watching, and now we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be right back.
لإعلاناتكم على برنامج أمنيات اتصلوا فينا على 416-595-6161. عروض مميزة ابتداء من $100 شهريا. اتصلوا فينا اليوم وسوا منطور إعلاناتكم لمستوى أفضل. مع أمنيات بزنس أكثر ومدخول أكبر.